So the very last thing that we need to do mechanically for this game is to trigger an end game. Basically, it's a really simple game. There's not a lot going on, but we do still want to trigger an end game when they've completed everything in the game so that they know it's over, and they don't just keep wandering around hoping there's more when there's not more. So we're going to go to our widgets folder, and we're going to right click our main menu because we're actually going to do something kind of similar to this, or your pause menu, either one, like whichever one you like look of more for kind of a base. You're going to right click it and duplicate it. And we're going to call this WBP underscore endgame menu. And we're going to double click to open it up. And we're going to kind of change some of the text depending on which one you started with. You'll change it differently. But basically, the end of this game comes when they have completed all of the quests that we have available in the world. So if you did like 1 quest or 2 quests, then it will come a lot quicker. If you did like 3 quests, 4 quests, 5, 6 quests, like it'll be a lot longer, right? So it just kind of depends on how many quests you have in your game. But the way we're going to set it up is it's going to be really easy to expand to. Like you could set up this end game and then you could add like 3 more quests, and then this is still going to work after they finish all of those. So I'm going to say you completed all the quests, and then we're going to have 2 buttons. One is going to be restart, and one is going to be quit. So quit is just going to quit the game. So I'm going to leave my quit button there, and I'm going to change the other button to restart. Oh. All right, and then if we go into, you can obviously design this however you want. You could do a different background for this one. You could do like little dancing cats. You could do whatever looks fun. But this is just kind of like for the basic. You can go to the graph, and we do still want to have this happen on construct, so we'll keep that. And on quit, we want to quit the game. So we're actually not going to return to main level, but we are going to do this elsewhere. So on quit, we just want to quit game. So that's going to be a little bit different. And then on this one, we can get rid of all of this code. If you did the main menu, it will be a little bit different, but you're just going to, very similar. I'm just going to keep this stuff. So, when click, so resume, restart, right? Returns to main menu. And I'm going to change the name of that button in the variables so that it makes sense. It says resume button right now. I'm going to change this to say restart button. And then here it'll say restart button. And on quit, quit game. So quits the game. So restart will turn into the main menu where you can start over, and quits the game. And that's all we have to do for the code in here. And then we just need to decide when to trigger this based on when they've actually completed all the quests. So we're going to go into our game instance. So open up your game instance wherever you have it. And remember that when we finish a quest, we call this end quest, right? And we clear it. So when we're completely done, we've turned it. This is after we turn it in, right? Because this just checks if we've like completed it but not turned it in. So we don't want to do anything there. But once we turn it into the NPC, we call this end quest where we just clear the quest back to blank. And also in here, we want to check if it's checked for game completion. So I'm going to go into. So inside of here, we are going to do a check for the game completion. So I'm going to create a function actually. So circle with a plus and say, so I'm going to say update quests completed in here. And remember that we have this variable we created called numQuest completed. If you didn't create this, we're going to create it now and we're going to use it now. So you're going to do this little circle with a plus in the variable section and create a variable called numQuest completed, and it's going to be an integer type. And that's going to keep track of how many quests our player has completed in the world. So on update quest completed, we're going to drag this out. We're going to get it. We're going to drag off, and we're going to search for plus plus, which is our increment int. And remember, this is actually going to update it by 1. So it's going to update our number of quests completed by 1, make sure it starts out at 0 as the default value. And then we're going to get data table row names. So get data table row names, and remember each row in our data table is a different quest that one of our NPCs is offering. Make sure that for this to work, you have to make sure that all of these are being offered. So if you have 4 quests like I have, make sure you have 4 NPCs, one for each of these that is offering it. And remember, it's really easy to make more because you're just inheriting from base NPC where we already have all the code, and all you have to do is just make them look a little bit different, and give them different dialogue options for their text. So all you have to do is just change the individual, not in here, not in the base NPC, but in the NPC you created, like an NPC Bob, right? I just change the dialogue options and the quest name, and give him a different sprite. That's literally all I have to do to create another NPC. So pretty easy, but make sure that all of your rows you have, like if you have one you're not using, delete it, or this isn't going to work. So we're going to get data table row names, and we're going to get our data table world quests from this drop down. We're going to drag this out and search for length. That's going to give us how many rows we have. And I want to do it this way so that even if you update your table later, you're like, I don't want this quest, or I want to add like 2 more quests because I think it'd be fun. This code will still work, and you don't have to come in here and change it. So I want to get however many rows there are, the length of that. And then I want to check if it equals the number of quests we've completed. So I'm going to drag this out. So we completed a quest, it's going to increase the number, and then it's going to be like, hey, is that the same number as the number of total quests we have? And if those match, so we're going to search for branch. So if those match, then we want to create that endgame widget. So we're going to do create widget. And I'm going to search for endgame menu, that one we did, and add it to the viewport. Now, what we can do to test it easily without having to like go through all our quests, like you definitely should by the end, like go through all your quests and make sure it works with that too. But we can just like temporarily disconnect it, hold down control and click on those lines. And we can just check if we can do another equal here. And we can just check if it like equals 1. Like let's just say, hey, we want to see if like they just finished like 1 quest, if this will work. And this is just for testing. So like, and then I could reconnect like all of this, right? If when I'm not testing. But I don't want to have like delete all these or go through all these just to test this. So now that we're ready to test it, let's make sure that we're actually calling this function. So we're going to go into our end quest and we're going to call that function update quest completed. So remember, every time we finish a quest, we're going to update it. I made sure that one of my quests just has 1 enemy needed to kill it, and you can just modify this needed number if you want on one of your simpler quests that you already have in your world just to check. And so I'm going to go out here and I'm going to get the quest from this guy, and I just need to kill 1 enemy. So I'm going to do that. Let me flee. No. Okay. It says I finished my quest, so that's working from our previous videos. I'm going to go turn it into him, and it's going to say you completed all the quests. Now there is a problem because I don't have my mouse cursor. So I don't have a mouse cursor because right in my quest turn in, so if you go to your quest turn in widget, we're turning it off, and it's kind of happening at the same time that like we're trying to pull up that other widget. So what I actually want to do here, which is something we'll have to do that we'll do in the level up system as well, is I want to make sure that there's not other widgets open. If there are other widgets open, I don't need to go back to the game mode, right? Because we want to stay on the widget only mode. So I'm going to say get all widgets of class. And in the class, I'm going to search for user widget, which is just a parent of all of our widgets. I'm going to put that in here, right in here, plug this in. And then I'm going to drag off this found widgets and search for length. And I'm going to search for greater. And remember that we always have our HUD up. So our HUD is 1. And then if another one is up as well, that will be 2. So, and this one, right? This one and our HUD is 2. So if there's more than 2, that means there's an extra one. And that's when I don't want to do that. So this. Wait, so I'm going to actually do less equal because it just makes more sense in my brain. So less than or equal to 2, then we want to actually return. But what this check is doing is make sure there's not other widgets open. So if there are other widgets open, then we're going to not return to the game only mode. We're just gonna let it do its thing. And that should work. Yeah, now I can use these buttons, so I can either quit or restart to turn in the main menu. So make sure that you test both of those out. And that's all you need to do for your end game. And now your game is ready to finish and package and be done.